If you're editing long-form videos and need vertical or square clips for socials, there are way easier paths than wrestling with timelines for hours. I used to spend so much time in Premiere Pro manually trying to manage reframing for different aspect ratios. Right-clicking a sequence, choosing auto reframe, and picking 9:16 or 1:1 used to be my starting point for every single repurpose. It's great that it exists because Premiere's auto reframe will actually detect motion and create a generated path to follow the subject. For a lot of standard stuff, that initial automatic framing is totally fine right out of the gate. But here's the thing, auto reframe, while a lifesaver for basics, often turns into a mini project all its own. If you've already scaled, panned, or nested clips, you have to decide whether to preserve those previous adjustments or not. If you nest to keep everything intact, you quickly find your transitions getting completely messed up and you end up reapplying them anyway. Conversely, if you skip nesting, all of your previous thoughtful tweaks just vanish into thin air. When Premiere creates that duplicate sequence, it applies the auto reframe effect to every single clip, which sounds good in theory. But then you'll find yourself scrubbing through the timeline, opening the effects controls panel, and hopping between keyframes constantly. You're adjusting reframe offset, tweaking scale, and manually correcting the X and Y axes just to fix a handful of misaligned shots. It's not that auto reframe doesn't work, it's that the fine-tuning required can chew through a surprising amount of time. Another common snag developers face involves motion graphics and those crucial lower thirds. If you're using MOGRTs or layered graphics, Premiere sometimes moves the text and background shapes independently, which looks incredibly sloppy. Sure, you can use responsive design position or parent layers to pin shapes to your text, but that's extra fiddly work. You wind up pinning, checking the path again, adjusting a few keyframes, and deleting groups of generated keyframes you don't like. It's all doable, but it's the kind of tedious work that turns a 15-minute repurpose into a full hour. Now, this isn't Premiere hate, because I genuinely still use it daily for my primary editing work. But if your workflow is recording long interviews, webinars, or podcasts, that manual reframe cleanup becomes a major bottleneck for social clips. That's where tools that think in content-first terms, rather than just frame first, make a truly significant difference. A tool like Vizard, for example, approaches this entire problem from a completely different angle and honestly saved me so much time. Instead of just reframing, Vizard.ai first scans your long video to find the moments that actually perform well for an audience. It automatically auto-edits viral clips, meaning it identifies the highlights, the parts that are engaging, surprising, or punchy, and generates ready-to-post short clips. So you no longer have to hunt through a secret 60 or 90-minute file just to find that golden 20-second moment manually. That ability to automatically surface the best moments is a major time saver all by itself. Once the short clips are generated, Vizard handles aspect ratios and captioning much more intelligently than manual methods. Rather than applying one generated motion path that forces you to tweak dozens of keyframes, Vizard uses sensible framing presets for each highlight. Crucially, it also auto-generates accurate captions, which you can then quickly edit and refine right there. Captions are super important for social engagement, and Vizard's smart timing avoids the common issue where text overlays go out of sync after reframing. Another feature I absolutely love is the built-in auto-scheduling functionality for consistent posting. Say you want to post 2 fresh clips every week, you just set the frequency and drop your batch of clips into the system. Vizard will then queue and schedule all of those short videos across your various platforms without any further input from you. This completely eliminates manual uploads, the need for fiddly best times to post research, or accidentally double posting the same clip. And if you change your mind about the timing, the content calendar lets you simply drag and drop posts around to reorder them. It's essentially like having a dedicated social media assistant who never needs to sleep or take a vacation. Speaking of that content calendar, it's the kind of quality of life feature that once you try it, you realize you don't want to go back to the old way. You can manage, modify, and publish all your clips directly from that one centralized location. Want to swap out the caption text, replace the thumbnail image, or simply change the scheduled date? You do it all inside this calendar view. Need to preview exactly what your feed will look like before it goes live? That's done instantly as well. This level of centralization is huge if you're publishing at scale, especially when teams need a consistent presence across multiple channels. Now, I'm not suggesting Vizard is some magic button that removes the need for your creative decision-making entirely. There are still those moments where you want to manually nudge the framing, adjust text placement, or retime a cut for comedic effect. Vizard keeps that flexibility. You can open any generated clip, tweak the crop, update the subtitles, or swap out the selected highlight if another moment slaps harder. But for the majority of the heavy lifting, clipping the good bits, formatting them for socials, and scheduling, it does the job way faster than Premiere's manual approach. For creators who already use Premiere, Vizard doesn't force you to choose one side or the other. You use Premiere for your deep edits, detailed sound design, and final high-quality masters. Then you use Vizard specifically for discovering those viral moments and pushing them out across your social channels. It perfectly complements your existing editing process. It doesn't seek to entirely replace it, compared to other tools that only focus on basic cropping or a clunky scheduler that doesn't understand video context. Vizard bundles sensible AI. It bundles key creator features, highlight detection, smart subtitles, batch processing, and a robust scheduler with that truly usable content calendar. Here are a few practical tips based on my workflow. Export your full master file at a decent quality and upload it directly to Vizard. Let the AI process everything overnight if needed and come back to a full collection of ready-to-post clips. You can then quickly scan them, trim or refine the ones you don't absolutely love, and set a consistent posting cadence right away. If you're worried about brand consistency, you can set templates for captions or thumbnails so every clip matches your established aesthetic. If you rely on complex motion graphics templates in Premiere, you can still export that final asset and feed it into Vizard for final distribution. In short, Premiere Auto Reframe is a useful tool to have in your professional kit. But this hybrid approach changes the game for high-volume repurposing. It finds your best content, crops it intelligently, subtitles it, schedules it, and gives you a calendar to manage the entire output. It doesn't remove your creative choice. It just removes the repetitive, time-sapping manual labor from your weekly tasks. If you want a full walkthrough of my exact Vizard workflow from uploading a webinar to publishing a week's worth of clips, I can record that step-by-step video for you. I'm totally happy to share the exact presets I use for captions and any quick thumbnail fixes to keep things consistently on brand. All right, that's it for now, but if you've been swamped trying to reframe and repurpose long videos, you have to give this hybrid approach a try. Keep Premiere for the heavy, bespoke edits, use Vizard to mine clips, and manage all the distribution posting, and you will recoup hours every single week. If you want more tips, let me know what kind of long-form content you are making, like podcasts or interviews, and I will tailor a workflow for you to use that very afternoon. Thanks for hanging out and learning how to streamline this, and I will see you on the next video.